10 News Now update. Joining me is Brennan. You were just at Sky Harbor, right?
Yes.
What's going on there? I hear there's some problems out there.
Well, because of all of the fog that we had this morning, it's kind of compounded issues out there. They had a lot of cancellations, upwards of 30 different cancellations at the airport. That's not only affected because of the fog, but also because of all the weather that's happening in the Midwest portion of our country. Chicago, a lot of flights are delayed and canceled into Chicago.
This was this morning.
This is this morning, yeah. So you see this plane taking off here. I mean, they were able to take off. It was hard to see them. I mean, look at this. I mean, that's how thick that fog was out there this morning. So you see this plane, and then watch, it just disappears right into the cloud there. So that obviously gives you a little indication of just how thick that fog was, and obviously that was the issue out there.
It's actually a really cool video. I was watching this earlier, and then
it's just
the plane disappears.
Yep. So there was quite a few people out there that we talked to. There was a couple that were on the rooftop just watching all of the fog there, because they were supposed to take off at 9:30 this morning to go to Omaha. They came to the airport and found out their flight's not even going to be leaving until 3:30. So they were stuck around for 6 hours just kind of sitting around.
Thankfully, the airport has some pretty good food.
They do have some good food, especially at Terminal 4. So that's what I told them. Like, go down there and eat. Have a glass of wine or two.
Or four.
Or four to get yourself through this time. But yeah, a lot of issues at the airport, and they're kind of continue throughout the night, because obviously this just causes a ripple effect when there's delays like this.
Right.
I have a friend that's a flight attendant, and so I called her because she flies for Southwest, and she was saying that they left this morning in Sacramento. They got everybody on the plane. The flight was supposed to leave at 5:43 this morning to come here to Phoenix. They got everybody on the plane. Then, because of the fog here, they just basically stopped them and said, well, you can't go to Phoenix because there's so much fog, and then all the backup with the traffic. So they sat on the ground in Sacramento for 4 hours.
Are you kidding me?
Before then having
and
to
I'm
come
assuming
here.
a lot of people traveling in today are probably just here for maybe for the Super Bowl.
Well, that was the thing. They said, I asked that very question because, I mean, a lot of people might be worried, if they have tickets to the Super Bowl, you don't want to miss this. This is a big game.
Given
here.
that the average ticket price is like $10,000 now, that's a lot of money that you're out.
But they said that the majority of people that came in for the Super Bowl already here. They're kind of in place. Not a whole lot of people were flying in, except for there was quite a few people that on the private jets that were flying in that had to move their slots back a little bit later into this afternoon. To be able to make sure they got here. But there was also a lot of flights that had to be diverted that were scheduled to come here to Phoenix that went into Albuquerque. We also heard Las Vegas. There was one guy up there that we talked to that he was waiting for his wife and his baby. They were on a flight in, and he got a phone call from her and said, sorry, we're not in Phoenix yet, we're in Albuquerque. So they landed in Albuquerque, had to wait there until the fog cleared here, then to get here. But obviously this just compounds the issue with all of these flight delays. But
I mean, we're already having a busy travel weekend as it were, or like travel week. I mean, it was a couple of days ago, right, where it was like the busiest time at Sky Harbor ever.
One of them, but they're saying tomorrow could be record-breaking numbers that they've never seen before. Obviously, everybody's leaving now to go home after Super Bowl 49 today.
Right.
They were saying that they could see a 60% increase in their numbers tomorrow. So usually they see about I'm not exactly sure, but 60%. Oh, here we go. They usually see about 110,000 passengers, but tomorrow they're expecting numbers of 180,000 passengers.
Do they even have those numbers like around Christmas, Thanksgiving, or is that
doesn't even come close to that. So this is going to be kind of uncharted territory when it comes to Sky Harbor Airport, to see just kind of how they can handle this big of crowds. But obviously 60% increase, that's huge.
Well, because also, I mean, Sky Harbor is our major airport, whereas, you look at a Super Bowl like last year in New York, you have JFK, you have LaGuardia, Newark even. Yep. So you have a lot of different, and if you fly Southwest, I think they go to Long Island too.
Yeah, and you could even go in, down to Philly and drive up or take the train or something. So they have a lot of ways in and out of the area. But as you mentioned, we're the only kind of major airport within...
For a while, Vegas, LA, I mean, that's it. Yeah. So pretty much everyone has to fly in if they're, I mean, if they're not driving. There's no Philly or even driving in from Boston, like the East Coast option.
We're the only thing.
That's really interesting. I wonder if any other airports have dealt with such a massive influx of people.
I don't know, but I wanted to give you, we were talking about this, but we've talked about it on the news a couple times, but they're saying just because it's going to be so crazy tomorrow, they're doing this thing called 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So they want you to check out of your hotel at least 5 hours before your scheduled departure time.
Okay.
4 hours to turn in your rental car. Get to your rental car, make sure that's turned in 4 hours ahead of time. Be to the departure check-in gate, or the departure, get your tickets,
right,
check bags, that kind of thing, 3 hours before your flight. Get in line at security 2 hours before your flight and be at the gate an hour before your flight. That way they can just make sure that they're getting 180,000 people to where they need to be tomorrow, because obviously this is going to be a huge, unprecedented day at Sky Harbor. So better adhere to these rules right there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I highlighted it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's easy to remember.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's easier to remember the term 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But if you ask me, like, oh, what do you do at 4? I'm like, crap,
Yeah,
what do I do?
Yep.
This is like a test.
But obviously, I think the main thing that they want you to be aware of is that you're going to need to go early, because this is going to be, obviously expect long lines at, the taxi stands, if you're even flying out, coming back in or something like that.
Right.
Checking in your rental car, expect lines there. Security, check-in, everywhere is going to have lines.
Right, if you want to make your flight,
you better get there early.
Right, if I had flown in for the Super Bowl, I probably would have booked a Tuesday or Wednesday flight. Hang
out a little while.
Yeah, because especially because now we're having the nice Phoenix weather again.
Exactly.
The last few days were just awful in terms of, relatively speaking. It's awful for us, probably wonderful for the New England Patriot fans.
Yes.
Like, oh my gosh, no snow. But only today was it relatively nice. Like this morning I went to the Phoenix Open before coming into work, and I was just walking, and the grass was so mushy and muddy, and I was like, thank God I didn't wear my good shoes. It
was so funny, because I went downtown this morning and we're talking to some folks, and I was like, so what do you think about this weather? And the folks from Seattle were like, meh, this is beautiful for us, you know what I mean? It's still warm. And then the folks in, the Patriots were like, a little fog's not going to scare us. But a lot of folks were like, you know what? We wish we came to Phoenix and it was going to be in the 70s and beautiful.
Which it is on Sunday.
It is
today.
It is now.
But I think people, obviously, when you plan your trip and book your flights like months ago, you're not really expecting the rain and the mud and the fog. Yeah. I feel like we very rarely have fog in Phoenix.
Well, I've only been here, let's see, it'll be 2 years in April, and I don't think I have actually ever seen fog here. So this is kind of a rare occurrence for us to have this type of weather. So go figure on the biggest.
I swear New England and Seattle just brought in their weather for the Super Bowl. They brought their teams and their weather.
So that was the other thing. A lot of these folks were saying this is an omen for the Seahawks, because we have that the Seattle-esque weather.
Right, and this is technically hometown advantage for them, relatively speaking, because they play at University of Phoenix Stadium every year, because they're in the same division as us being the Cardinals. No, I'm not on the team.
Yet.
No.
There might be time for you. Don't diminish your dreams.
What position could I play?
I don't know.
For the Cardinals. I couldn't even be a kicker.
Well, there's still time.
I can't even pass for a cheerleader, damn it. What am I supposed to do? I could be like an assistant coach. Well, maybe I could handle PR. There you go.
You could be the water girl.
Okay.
There you go.
There we got
Second
career.
We got you a job.
But a personal opinion, I hope the Seahawks win.
I'm not putting out my opinion on there.
Oh, because you don't want to be called out.
Well, I tweeted a little bit of stuff, backlash.
Really?
So I'm not.
Well, everyone goes for someone. That's the thing. It's like, I've told people on here almost every day this week, I'm going for the Seahawks because I went to USC and Pete Carroll coached USC.
Okay, so
I have a reason. I'm not just arbitrarily picking one team or another, or I'm not anti-Patriots because of this whole Deflategate or people hating Belichick. It's strictly because I was obsessed with Pete Carroll in college, and I feel like that's where my loyalty is. So
I interviewed Evander Holyfield last night on the red carpet, and we asked him, who are you going for? And I loved his answer. He said, somebody will win, somebody will lose, somebody will be happy, some people will be sad. And that was his answer.
That's
amazing.
I loved it. Were you in? No, you probably hadn't come in for your shift, or maybe you weren't working. He was here in studio on Friday.
I heard about that, yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool. We had this big blow up football tossing inflatable thing, and him and one of the guys from Fox News Channel were just throwing footballs and competing. It was really cool. I think it might be on our website if you guys want to check it out.
Sure it is.
Fox
Everything's on there.
Anyways, the whole point of this discussion.
Back to the airport.
Back to the war. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yep.
Real quick quiz. What do you do? 3 hours in advance.
Hold on. I have to do it in order.
No, this is a quiz.
5 was leave your hotel. 4 was check in your rental car. 3 was be at the check-in counter.
Okay.
2 was be at security. 1 at your gate.
There you go, 100%.
Pass.
You're good. You're good at those.
Thank you.
If only you had a flight tomorrow.
If only I did. If only I could get out
Well,
of here.
I hope all the viewers that are watching adhere to this for your own good. I know 5 hours seems like a lot, but it's better to make your flight
Better safe
than
than
miss
sorry,
it.
right?
Because even if you miss a flight and you think you can get on the next one, my guess is every flight out of here is booked.
It's going to be real. Yeah, I was wondering if maybe even people might be leaving tonight, because, there's some late night flights that go back east. I wonder if people might just be like, let me get out of here as soon as possible to beat the rush. But we'll see.
You never know. So your story is airing at 5 today?
5 o'clock, yeah.
All right, Fox
for those,
10. For those of you not watching
one person that's going to be watching that's not watching the Super Bowl.
No, we have to be optimistic. For those of you who want to take a Super Bowl break, head on over to Fox 10 and you guys can watch Ty's informative video. I mean, I'm sure you have interviews with people about this, so you guys can listen in on that. And now I'm going to switch gears and talk about Super Bowl parties with Kristy.
Oh, yeah, that's much more fun than talking about the airport, isn't it?
And I will be watching your story
thanks,
at 5 time.
One viewer.
We've got one viewer in. Please join me in watching Ty's story. It'll be fantastic.
We're all gonna. I mean, we're gonna watch it here.
Of course.
That's what we do.
That's how we Super Bowl party.
Kristy, okay, you had a very fun week. Your schedule was switched up a bit.
Yes,
like on the schedule, it was like Kristy in from 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. Like what?
Like what is this? What is this hard-hitting story? I was lucky enough to be at a lot of the nightlife events that were happening this week, and I mean honestly, every single night there were dozens of parties across town.
I want to pull up some of that video from the parties.
And so here is from Friday's party at the Leather and Laces event that just to get in the door, if you wanted to be a lounge seat, $500. And the tickets went up to just over $12,000. We're taking a look right now at one of the Victoria's Secret Angels.
Oh, wow.
Bethany Prinsloo. Oh, go ahead.
No. You're saying that to get a table is $12,000?
One of the VIP tables that was trying to be toward the upper echelon.
So it was literally like, you want to go to this party or want to go get a Super Bowl ticket? Take your pick.
Exactly, because you're going to do one or the other. I have a feeling maybe you could afford that table that you're going to be, maybe at the Super Bowl too. But we had that big party on Friday, hosted by Victoria's Secret Angels, and then here we're taking a look at what was the ultimate Madden Bowl. So I don't know if you've ever played Madden Bowl, the video game. A lot of people are into it. Jamie Hart, who you can see right there. Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart.
But I'm guessing you also talked to Jamie Foxx, and that's probably why you
survived the crossover. And Jif the Pomeranian,
so
who honestly was one of my favorite interviews. This dog.
Did he just bark at you?
I was polling him on who he thought would win the Super Bowl.
Who did he go for?
I think he went for the Patriots.
Okay.
If I remember. It was a little hesitancy, but he did in fact pick the Patriots in the long run. So a lot of celebs at these parties. We're talking Hollywood A-listers, obviously. We got the comedian here. A lot of
he was actually here performing. He was here in studio last month, 2 months ago.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
He was here promoting one of his movies, but he was actually here at Comerica Theater.
Oh,
performing,
doing
last
the show.
Night and the night before. He had a total of 3 shows. My boyfriend and I were looking up tickets last night because he's a really big Kevin Hart fan.
For sure.
And we were just looking up last minute tickets on StubHub, and to get like balcony seats were like over $100.
Wow, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And the turnout at these events, I mean, we're looking at a fashion show here that was at the W. It was really everything across the board. We had celebs just doing the red carpet walk, but then we had celebs like you see here that actually were NFL players in the fashion show, modeling men's clothing line. This was a party hosted by Odell Beckham that you may remember had that infamous kind of one-handed pass where he moved his arm and his shoulder and his body in this impossible position to catch the ball. So he hosted a party that night. They had a DJ
that was
going.
At the W, right?
Yeah, they had a live painter that was doing different paintings of NFL players there. They had, cool little snacks and drinks at all these parties. So, the funny piece from the reporter side, and Ty and I were talking about this earlier, is that it's amazing to get to be on the red carpet and meet a lot of these celebs, but it's funny, you see the party actually going on, the people that are relaxed, they're not, quote unquote, at work.
Right.
And then we're there hard at work trying to grab that interview with the person before they run down the carpet.
Yeah.
But I'm not complaining. It was a blast out there, and it was interesting to see kind of the dynamic of who would actually go down the red carpet versus who would kind of sneak in the back door.
Oh, yeah. I mean, most of the A-listers usually do the sneaking in the back door.
And I don't blame them.
Very rare. Or what they do, because I did a lot of entertainment reporting before coming here. one of the things they do is, and I saw it actually on Thursday or Friday, whenever Mia covered the roast of Terry Bradshaw.
Yes.
When there's an event that starts at a specific time, like a roast or like a movie premiere, for example, you know the movie comes on at 7, they'll bring the super A-listers at about 6:50 or 6:45.
Right before.
So really they only hit a couple of outlets in the front. Those are usually about Entertainment Tonight.
Sure.
Access, like those.
The big national.
Or like
right.
the people that just cover entertainment nonstop.
Right.
And and then the publicists rush them in, and all they say is, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry, we have no time." And so they're in the clear because they're not really dissing you. Right. They just have to get their client into a party, and it's like.
You're like, I figured this out. This has happened to me enough times. I know that you had time to come by before.
No. It's just.
But I have to say, I know we're looking at Jiff again, the Pomeranian. He was so accessible. He would talk to anybody. He'd let you pet him. He'd like to take selfies.
Okay, so he was just really cute. I'm sure he got a lot of attention on that carpet.
And he was on multiple carpets. So that was just a clip from one of the parties. I think he actually pops up in another one here. But, I have to say, too, it was so refreshing. So many of, particularly the athletes. I was there. A lot of the members from the Philadelphia Eagles were on the carpet. A lot of them. We had some, Patrick Peterson was out there from the Cards. We had some reps.
So he had to show some love.
Yeah, and they were great about stopping and talking about their experiences here and sharing fun little tidbits about what they were doing while they were in town. So it was nice to kind of get to see that side of people and get to see them kind of the dynamic between them.
Absolutely.
Joking with their friends. There's some friends they see, that maybe are on another team and they see them X number of weeks between games, but this is their chance to just relax, enjoy. Yeah,
I think for the football players, even though some of them, dream of playing in the Super Bowl, even if they're not playing, I think the Super Bowl weekend's still just
enjoyable.
Fun. It's probably more fun for them during Super Bowl week when they're not in the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Because they can actually go out and hang out and party and just hang out with friends,
And it was funny, a couple of the guys who were NFL players that I interviewed, I asked, where are you going to be watching the big game? And a consistent answer was, I'm not going to be watching, which I thought was funny. Well, a lot of them are on flights because they're headed back to training or they're headed back home.
So they're just here for the parties and the hangouts.
I was just going to say, it's funny. It's the big event for all of us as the spectators, but a lot of them. I had one guy actually say, he's like, I don't care who wins. I'm not going to watch. But everybody across the board was in on the food front, from the Victoria's Secret models to the NFL players to the celeb, chefs, and everybody was like the food.
You mean for the parties?
Exactly, in terms of like what everybody's on board with. Everybody's like the pizza, the beer, the nachos,
what was the most popular?
Wings. Hands down wings. There was a little bit of a battle of like blue cheese versus ranch.
I'm ranch.
Yeah, ranch. And I'm a ranch girl too.
Good. We have ranch here. Actually, we're having a potluck right now for all our viewers that are watching. There's a potluck here in the building, right here on Fox News, because that's how we're going to watch the Super Bowl. And there are wings there, but everyone who brought the wings, no one brought ranch.
So you're sitting there saying, I just can't.
I came up with something because someone was very loving and decided to think in terms of health and brought a vegetable platter tray.
Ooh, with a ranch dip.
And there was the ranch inside, and I was like, wait a minute, guys, I have an idea. So I pulled the ranch from the vegetables.
Oh my gosh.
And now people have ranch for the chicken. I really feel like I did a service.
We've got a problem solver right here.
You can eat vegetables without ranch, but wings without ranch?
It's just not going to happen. And I'll tell you what, I'm not a big wings person.
Okay.
So more for you. Okay. And I know that seems to be the universal food.
He's vegetarian, I just learned.
Yeah, so he's probably getting in on the veggie tray.
He was loving the veggie tray.
They also there's an amazing restaurant, is it Green's Vegetarian Restaurant? There's a vegetarian restaurant that's here local that does these amazing, I don't know if they're like tofu or
vegan
like
wings.
Yeah, and they're really good. My sister's a vegetarian, and I took her there, and she enjoyed them. So even if you are vegetarian, you can still get in on the wings for Super Bowl.
Yeah, wings are good. So what do you like if you're not into wings? Pizza?
I would probably eat. It's like, what do I like?
Like, what junk food are you going to eat?
I know. What do I like versus
wait, if you don't eat wings,
what am I going to eat? Well, it's funny. I asked Jeff Moriarty, who you work with a lot here on
social media. He gets a shout out almost every day on the show.
So Jeff's getting a shout out today. I walked in the door. It's been a busy few days. And I was like, I forgot today is Super Bowl potluck.
Yeah.
I forgot to bring something. What do we need? And he said chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream.
Did you just bring some?
I haven't had a chance yet, but I'm thinking during my dinner break I'm going to sneak out because that I would have some of, and then he'll be happy too.
I'll be happy 3.
Okay, we're going to have a happy crew here if I've got the ice cream going on. So it's nice though to finally, and this may sound cheesy, but I really need it. And I was commenting to one of our coworkers. It's so nice with these big events to come in, and the people from every different shift, people from different departments. You finally get to see everybody, and since it's around a celebratory occasion, not only and something that's fun nationally, but it's happening right here.
Right.
You get to kind of be with your own team, like Team Fox 10. I know that sounds silly, but it's really nice. Like we're out, for those of us who are outside the building a lot, and you're running to make deadlines to be in house, and get to have the potluck with people and relax and enjoy.
Like I'm here on a Sunday. I'm like, I don't know what I was. It was so weird because I didn't have security walking me.
Yeah.
I was like, what am I going to do?
You made it
I'm telling everyone our secrets. We have security walk us from the parking lot because we're girls and we're really...
We want to make sure everybody gets to work safely.
Yeah,
for sure.
And I was like, what do I do? I was so nervous. I was like...
You made it.
I made it
in one piece. We're happy to see.
It's very interesting. Oh, Jeff really liked his shout out, by the way.
Oh, excellent. We see we're getting a smiley face.
Okay, so back to these parties real quick. What are the standout memories? Obviously, we talked about, the common responses that football players made. But, like, in your mind, if someone was like, what was the highlight for you during this Super Bowl week?
Oh, my gosh. That's tough. I really enjoyed the Leather and Laces party because it was one of those, that was the party the last night at the Bentley Gallery downtown. Yeah. And it was a really quiet red carpet that nobody was coming, and we were standing there waiting, and we were getting material we wanted to share with our morning crew, and I'm thinking, gosh, I hope this isn't a red carpet where none of the celebs come down, and then boom, they all flooded in. We had Kristy Siefkin walking down the red carpet. We had two of the Victoria's Secret Angels. We had Adam Richmond from the Food Network, who I just adore. That was probably my highlight.
Yeah. Did you interview him?
I did. Okay. I did and I straightened his tie for him. That's kind of how
that's your personal.
That's how I called him over, as I said, may I straighten your tie for you? Which is important. And he was very gracious, and he just gave a super shout out to all the great restaurants that we have here in the Valley. So that was great to get a little shout out there. I really enjoyed Jif Pom, I'm not going to lie. I'm a Pomeranian owner, so to see this cute little dog that barks on command, that sits up, that waves, that does all of that was fun. And, and to also be part of... just the camaraderie, and to see the town flooded in a way that we've never seen. I know we say this over and over.
Yeah, they were saying there was the highest concentration of people in Phoenix ever because of the Super Bowl and the Phoenix Open.
Yep, and the TPC.
Right.
So that feeling like, okay, this is my hometown, but I've been transported. This is not normal. This is just a total rush. That was really special too, to see Phoenix go big, to see people enjoy it from the outside, and to get to play tour guide. That's been fun for me too. Randomly seeing people being like, hey, do you know where we're going to go for dinner, or do you need a recommendation of a fun place to get drinks, or if you're running into traffic on this street, let me tell you another way to get behind.
No, we can't tell them. Because we need that.
We need that too. But for the select people, so that was great, just kind of seeing the community come out there. Right. And I met Von Miller earlier at the Madden Bowl party, and that was kind of a fun moment. He had these amazing glasses that were very much like, you think like grandpa shades, but in a cool way, a vintage way. And he had been wearing them in the W Fashion Show the night before. Right. And there's all of these very handsome men in perfectly tailored suits, but he caught my attention because of these awesome throwback glasses with this really modern suit. So when I interviewed him the next night, I said, I love your glasses. And he said, yeah, these are actually, these Playboy edition 1980s, discontinued in 1990s glasses. And I said, can I try them on? And he said, sure. And he gave them to me, and he said, fair warning, they're prescription. And I tell you, this poor guy, it was like Coke bottle glasses, the thickness.
Wow.
So I put them on, and it was that kind of room spinning moment. But yeah, I got to try on Von Miller's glasses, so that was fun.
That's a fun moment.
It was fun.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and we got some. I got one of the bands that was. Nico and Vinz that was performing at Madden game. I got them to do like a little Backstreet Boys duet at one point.
So much
people
fun.
Were really
do we have these
extended
interviews on the web yet? Because I feel like
I don't know if we do. But
this is another shout out to Jeff.
This is more of a Jeff, we need your help.
Because I think the stuff that you're saying, because obviously on the morning show they can only take
so much of
a fraction of it, and I really feel like our viewers need to watch these extended interviews because they sound so fun.
They are fun. They are super fun. I have to say though, and I hate to leave you alone, that I've got to skip off pretty soon because we've got a couple. We've got Dave Muncie in the field doing weather tonight, so we've got to work on kind of the technical end. I've got to get some of that together and and go drink, take some coffee shots or espresso shots to get through the rest of the night because it's been a busy week. But
were you out last night working too?
Last night I was not working. It was the first night that I haven't. So we're going to kind of slowly finally
get back into
taper
normal
down.
schedule.
Exactly, which will be nice.
Well, I do appreciate your party update. One thing I want to bring up, because you did mention her, Kristy Teigen. Don't know if you saw this photo. She tweeted this, Instagrammed this.
Oh, wow.
Kristy Teigen, John Legend, Kanye West, and Kim Kardashian.
And Kim Kardashian.
They went to Waffle House yesterday.
Of course they did. That is hilarious.
Kim Kardashian, Rihanna had her private show, right? At the DirecTV Fan Fest, and Kanye surprised everyone and took the stage. So all these, Kanye, Kim, John Legend, Kristy Teigen, they all go to that show. They all go to this private concert. And then afterwards, apparently they go to Waffle House in Glendale.
What did they have is what I want to know. Or did they just sit there and look cool? I think Kristy
Teigen Instagrammed some other photos, and I think Kim Kardashian also posted a similar photo like this.
It almost looks like an old, like a vintage, like movie poster. The way they were just kind of hanging out, and they've got these looks across the room. That's so funny though.
It's so great.
But it's the perfect testament to kind of, they probably want to go somewhere
low,
late night, low profile. Maybe had a good time or a little bit too much of a good time, and maybe need a little some
Kanye
carbs
looks like he wants to pass out
to help with that.
I
think that's just his look, actually. Well, I think that's his look, but as he gets tired, that he probably need to relax a little bit.
Yeah, I did read. I mean, I don't know. According to Instagram, I'm just reading off of other articles I read about this. I read that they ate like chicken and eggs and I don't know.
Protein, and I hope a waffle. I mean, it is Waffle House.
I hope they got a waffle.
You couldn't leave there without it.
You would hope.
Chicken and waffles.
Well, let's just assume they ate chicken. But I just wanted to share that with viewers if they hadn't seen it on the internet.
That's fun. And
already.
I hadn't seen it. So
I saw it this morning. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Yes.
And then you're like, damn it, why wasn't I at Waffle? Because I love Kristy Teigen. She's so fun to follow on Twitter. One time, she and John Legend were both at the Hollywood Improv in the audience watching this comedy show, and I got more excited to see Kristy Teigen than John Legend. Later on in the night, John Legend takes the stage and starts playing piano while Jeffrey Ross does comedy. It was like a crazy night. But at one point, I followed Kristy Teigen into the bathroom. Kind of stalkerish. Needed to go to the bathroom, but I only went because my friend who I was there with, he's like, I dare you to go say this. Kristy, I follow you on Twitter, so it's not weird that I followed you into the bathroom, right?
And then she had the little snap the fingers and the bodyguards came rushing.
I didn't actually use that line, but no.
What'd she say? Did you say hi?
No, we did talk. I told her I was like a big fan of her tweets and stuff, and we made. And then I asked her if she'd ever do stand up. She's like, no, it's terrifying. These guys have like such balls to go out and do it.
For sure.
And my talent manager at the time was friends with her.
Okay.
So it kind of had that mutual like conversation, like, that always helps in LA, right? It's
who you know. Who you know.
So I didn't feel incredibly stalkerish. And I did also make it appear like I had to go to the bathroom too. So I was just fixing my hair. But now the secret is out. I did it intentionally. Anyways, on that, I'm going to let you get ready for the 5 o'clock show.
Thank you, my dear. We will see you out there. We'll see you guys at 5, 9, and 10.
Yep.
Come around and watch Ty's package, so we'll have more than one person watching. We'll see you guys at
I'll watch it.
Yes,
that's number 3.
Now we got it up to 2.
All right. Thanks so much, guys, for watching and tuning in, as always, to Fox 10 News Now. To stay updated on all the breaking news as it happens, please, if you haven't already, subscribe to this YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Fox10Phoenix. I do want to tease something. In just a couple hours during our Super Bowl halftime, we'll have our own special halftime show. I'm going to sit here with Fox 10's very own Troy Hayden. We're going to be talking Super Bowl halftime, lots of fun Super Bowl stuff. So please join us. We would love to have you interact with us in the chat. Leave your comments and questions below. Want to know your thoughts on how the game's going. So yes, join us at halftime and you can listen in. And we'll be commenting on, Katy Perry as she performs as well. So don't worry. If you want to watch the Super Bowl halftime show, you can, but you can also watch us at the same time. Watch one on TV, watch one on your laptop or your iPad or your iPhone, whatever. One of those things. Or, your Android device. Or Windows, PC, whatever. That being said, I am Samia Khan, and I will see you guys in a little bit. Thanks for watching.